All right, picture this. You've absolutely nailed the pitch, the prospect is loving the equipment, and then you drop the price tag, and the room just goes completely silent. Yikes, right? Okay, let's dive right into this explainer and uncover exactly how leveraging financing can completely cure this reaction and honestly transform your B2B equipment sales. If you're selling high-priced equipment, machinery, or software, you already know that closing the deal is rarely just about the product's features. It's almost always about the budget. So today, we're looking at a wealth of industry data to show you exactly why leading with financing isn't just some administrative afterthought, it's an absolutely critical sales strategy. We're going to start things off with a pretty staggering statistic from Gartner Research. 78%. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. 78% of B2B deals stall, at least partly, because of price objections. I mean, think about your own pipeline right now. How many deals are just sitting there in limbo simply because the buyer is struggling to swallow that massive upfront cost? It's a huge bottleneck for sure. And this stall? It's driven by something we all know, sticker shock. But here's the crazy part. It's actually a documented psychological pain response. Research from Nielsen shows that 59% of consumers experience real psychological discomfort when they face prices they perceive as unexpectedly high. Behavioral economics actually tells us that spending large amounts of money lights up the exact same regions in our brain as physical pain. So when your prospect completely freezes up seeing that massive total cost, they aren't just trying to be difficult. Cognitively speaking, it's literally the equivalent of stepping on a Lego. So that perfectly frames Section 1, the sticker shock problem.
Which brings us to Section 2, financing is table stakes.
Now, the sheer volume of adoption out there is just incredible. According to a report by the Equipment Leasing and Finance Association, a massive 79% of businesses in the U.S. are already using some form of financing to acquire their equipment. We're talking loans, leases, lines of credit, you name it. It is absolutely the norm now, not the exception. Furthermore, over 70% of B2B buyers actually prefer financing their equipment rather than paying up front. Think about what that means for you. If you aren't offering it right at the point of sale, you aren't even in the running for a lot of these deals. Today's customers are expecting those flexible payment options right out of the gate. It's totally shifted from a nice-to-have perk to absolute table stakes. Just picture it. If your competitor makes it super easy to pay over time, and you slide a contract across the desk demanding cash up front, well, you're going to lose that deal every single time. All right, let's look at Section 3, the mutual benefits. The benefits here are deeply, deeply mutual. It's a total win-win. For the customer, they get to hold on to their precious working capital for actual emergencies or income-generating activities, plus they protect their standard lines of credit at the bank. And for you, the vendor, it instantly vaporizes those budget constraints and really accelerates their decision-making. Better yet, it vastly expands their buying power. When your customer is saving all that cash up front by financing, they're suddenly way more open to cross-selling, things like upgrades, extended warranties, or complementary equipment. And here is the absolute bottom line. Vendor partners who successfully integrate financing are reporting up to a 30% increase in their sales pipeline. 30%. That is a massive jump in revenue, and it comes simply from changing the way you let your customers pay for the exact same products. Moving on to Section 4, strategy. It's time to quote those monthly payments. You really have to reframe the conversation. Instead of triggering that dreaded sticker shock with a $75,000 price tag, which, let's be honest, sounds like a massive liability, offer them an easily digestible $1,400 a month growth solution. When you break those giant numbers down into a monthly cost, buyers can instantly picture fitting that smaller payment right into their operating budget. It completely flips the script from, hey, can we afford to buy this, to does this equipment generate more than $1,400 a month in value for us? And that is a much, much easier yes. Borrowing a really great concept from the straight line methodology, your pitch shouldn't just be some meandering, random conversation. It needs to be a straight line from introduction to close. By embedding financing early on, you define that direct path. You aren't leaving it up to the customer to wander off and figure out how they're going to pay for it. You're guiding them straight down the line and removing those financial obstacles before they even turn into objections. And because modern vendor financing programs are incredibly efficient these days, you completely remove the friction of waiting on a slow bank. With application-only financing, buyers can often get approved for up to $750,000 in just 2 to 4 hours. Seriously, hours. You completely eliminate the buying friction. Your customer gets the equipment they need today, and the best part, you get paid immediately. Finally, we arrive at Section 5, build your financing process. So, to do this effectively, start by introducing financing right at the very beginning of the deal. That's going to protect your margins. Next, focus the entire conversation solely on that monthly payment figure. From there, you want to really emphasize flexibility. Offer them seasonal payment structures or maybe deferred options to perfectly match their cash flow. And lastly, get that credit application in their hands as soon as possible. That locks in their psychological commitment and effectively takes them off the open market. You also have to ensure your sales team is heavily trained to lead with this. Equip your reps with the right scripts and ROI tools so they can confidently discuss the financial impact. Have them present side-by-side cost comparisons of paying cash versus financing, and ask yourself this right now: is this actually visible in your marketing? If a customer is browsing your website, reading your brochures, or clicking on your digital ads, they need to know right away that a flexible payment plan is on the table. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, absolutely crucial thought to chew on. Are your upfront prices secretly costing you the sale? Because look, if you're making it painful for your customers to buy from you, they are eventually going to go somewhere else. So really ask yourself, if you don't finance their future, who will?